You check your VA claim online and see two words you did not see yesterday: evidence review. Now the questions start. Am I supposed to send something? Is an appointment coming? Did VA receive the records I uploaded? Or am I simply waiting? Before you refresh that page again, grab a piece of paper or open a blank note. Write down 4 questions. What has VA received? What is VA still requesting? Who must act? And what should I save? Those 4 questions can turn a stream of confusing updates into a record you can actually use. Welcome to the Veteran Benefits Reset podcast, where we help veterans and their families better understand the VA disability benefits process one step at a time. I'm your host, Cameron Burrell, a U.S. Army veteran and founder of VetBiz Media. Today, we're talking about what happens after you file and how to track your claim without guessing.
My position is simple. An online status is a signal, not a plan. It may tell you that activity is happening, but it may not tell you what you need to do next. Your plan should come from the official notice, the person responsible for the next action, and the record you keep. That distinction matters because a status label can look reassuring, alarming, or completely vague. None of those impressions should replace reading the actual correspondence connected to your claim.
This is an independent educational resource for veterans and their families. It is not legal advice, medical advice, individualized claims advice, or claim preparation services. Every veteran's service history, medical history, evidence, and circumstances are different. So use this episode as a way to understand the process and organize your questions. For a case-specific issue, read the instructions in the official VA correspondence you received, verify current information through official VA resources, and consider speaking with a VA accredited veteran service organization, claims agent, or attorney when appropriate.
After filing, a claim may move through several broad activities. VA may process the filing and identify what was submitted. It may gather evidence from military records, medical records, statements, or other sources. It may ask you for additional information. In some situations, VA may schedule a compensation and pension examination, often called a C&P exam. Later, the claim may move through review, decision preparation, and notification. But do not treat that map like a checklist that every claim follows in exactly the same order. Claims can differ. A claim may move forward, pause, or return to an earlier activity as information is received and reviewed. There may not be a predictable timeline. The useful question is not, where should my claim be by now? The more useful question is, what is the latest reliable information, and does it assign anyone an action? Here is a simple way to build your tracker. Use a notebook, a spreadsheet, or a clearly named folder with a one-page summary. You do not need special software. At the top, write the date you filed and a short description of the claim. Then create 4 headings: received, requested, responsible, and saved. If you prefer the full questions, write those instead. The format matters less than being able to answer them quickly.
Under received, record the date you submitted the claim, what you believe was included, and any confirmation that shows the submission went through. That might be an upload confirmation, a mailing receipt, or another official acknowledgement. Under requested, copy the plain language description of anything VA says it still needs. Keep the original letter or message beside your summary. Your summary helps you remember the task. The original contains the exact instructions.
Now let us make that real. Imagine your tracker says, June 4th, claim submitted. June 7th, upload confirmation saved. June 18th, letter requests information about a medical provider. Responsible person, me. Response instructions, follow the method and date stated in the letter. That is much more useful than one note that says, claim pending. You can see what happened, what changed, and where responsibility sits.
The third question is, who must act? Sometimes the next action is yours. Sometimes VA is requesting information from another source. Sometimes an examination contractor is contacting you about an appointment. Sometimes you need to ask an accredited representative what a notice means. Write the owner in plain language. I need to respond. Provider may send records. I need to confirm the appointment. Ask my VSO about this notice. Do not leave ownership as a foggy note that says somebody is handling it.
The fourth question is, what should I save? Keep the notice, the message, the evidence you submitted, the confirmation, the mailing receipt, and notes from meaningful calls. For a contact note, record the date, the general reason for contact, the office or organization, and the next step you were told to take. Keep it focused. You do not need to fill your tracker with every detail of your life. You need a reliable history of claim activity.
If a notice gives you an official response date, copy that date exactly. If it does not give you a deadline, you can create a private reminder to review your records later. Label it My Reminder, not VA Deadline. That small label prevents you from confusing your organizational habit with an official requirement. The goal is follow-through, not inventing rules. Now, when a letter arrives, read the whole thing. Look for what VA says it received, what it says is missing, whether it asks for a response, how the response should be sent, and where questions should go. Watch for action words such as provide, attend, respond, or contact. Those words do not automatically mean something is wrong. They do mean you should understand the instruction before deciding what to do. That is an update. This is an assignment. They are not always the same thing.
Here is another example. The online portal says evidence is being reviewed, but the mail brings a letter asking for information about a private provider. Those two things are not necessarily contradictory. The portal describes the claim generally. The letter gives you a specific action item. Put both in the tracker, but do not let the status label erase the instruction in the letter. Read the notice, record the request, identify who must act, and save proof of what happens next.
Examinations deserve their own line in the tracker. If you receive an examination notice, record the date, time, location or connection instructions, and the organization or contact listed. Read the instructions for questions or rescheduling. If you cannot attend, do not simply ignore the appointment. Follow the instructions in the notice as soon as possible and document what you did. The notice tells you the appointment logistics. It does not tell you the outcome. Your job here is to read, confirm, document, and ask an accredited representative case-specific questions when needed.
A separate contact log can make this even easier. For every meaningful call, message, upload, or mailing, record the date, the general purpose, the organization, and the next step. Use a consistent file name too. Start with the date, then add a short description, such as examination notice or evidence upload confirmation. Save the original correspondence, not only a screenshot of a status page. A screenshot may show that something changed. The letter may explain what the change requires. There are a few traps this system helps you avoid. One is overlooking a letter because the online status did not change. Another is assuming silence means no action is needed. Sometimes you are waiting. Sometimes a request is sitting in a message, a letter, or an appointment notice. Record the last known communication and the next time you plan to review your records. Do not use a quiet portal as proof that nothing matters.
Another trap is sending duplicate or unrelated material without knowing why it is being submitted. More pages are not automatically better. Before sending something, ask 3 questions. What is this document? Why is it relevant? And what instructions tell me how to submit it? If you are unsure, take those questions and the original notice to a VA-accredited veteran service organization, claims agent, or attorney when appropriate. Education before action.
Also check that your contact information is current through the appropriate official channels. Keep an eye on the communication methods that apply to your situation, including mail, phone, email, or an online account. Be careful with unexpected calls or messages. If you're unsure whether a communication is legitimate, verify the contact through a trusted official source before sharing personal information. Staying organized includes protecting your information. Family members and caregivers can help if the veteran wants that support. One person might scan documents. Another might maintain the appointment calendar. The veteran can review the tracker before anything is submitted.
Agree on where records are stored and who checks for updates. That keeps support from turning into confusion, and it helps prevent several people from assuming someone else handled the next step.
Let us turn this into a 5-minute routine. Set a timer. Find your latest official VA communication. Write its state at the top of your tracker. Under Received, write what VA says it has. Under Requested, write what it still needs, if anything. Under Responsible, write who must act. Under Saved, list the notice and proof of any submission. Then place the related documents in one clearly named folder. 5 minutes will not predict the decision, but it can give you a much clearer next step.
If you remember nothing else, remember 4 words: received, requested, responsible, saved. Received tells you what is already documented. Requested tells you what still needs attention. Responsible tells you who owns the next action. Saved tells you what proof and correspondence you can find later. You may still have to wait. You may still have questions, but you will be less likely to lose a confirmation, overlook an instruction, or mistake a status label for a final answer. Veteran to veteran, facts over frustration. 1 step, 1 record, 1 mission. Thanks for listening to the Veteran Benefits Reset podcast. I hope today's episode gave you a clearer understanding of what to monitor after filing a VA disability claim and one practical way to stay organized. Remember, this podcast is an independent educational resource. It is not legal or medical advice, and it does not replace guidance from a VA-accredited veteran service organization, claims agent, or attorney. Every veteran service, medical history, evidence, and claim are unique, so verify current information through official VA resources and seek accredited help for case-specific questions.
If this episode helped you, follow the podcast, leave a review, and share it with another veteran, family member, or caregiver who could benefit. Download the free 7-step Veteran Benefits Reset Guide at vetbizmedia.com/veteran7. It can help you organize military, medical, employment, and VA records before your next responsible step. Thank you for listening. Your service did not expire. Your story is still worth reviewing. Stay organized, stay informed, and take the next responsible step.